Hey, hello everyone. I will go quite quick because that much time is not like left. Just like a heads up. So, what I want to talk here about is more like how to deal with our customers in this period of time, and how are companies adapting to this, and like have some ideas on how we could work as an organization better uh, in this delicate situation. So, moving on. So, oh, wow, this slide went a bit wrong. Okay, so what we have here is like the current number of cases happening in Asia overall. So this number also like includes a part of like Middle East, like the western part of Asia, just to keep that in mind. And then you have also the number of deaths and also the number of recovered cases. And as you can see, like the total number is just like 16%, like the cases in Asia are like 16% out of the global cases. So that's not necessarily like a really big number to be precise. And we, like as AP, we were the region that started, but this also means that we could also be the first region that gets out of it. And what I want to hint here is that maybe would be the ideal opportunity for you to start doing more AP to AP kind of like collaboration in your exchanges. Okay, we can move on. So out of curiosity, what changes have you seen in the behavior of your customers, and how have you been communicated with them lately? Like anyone like wants to share, like from the outgoing part. OGTs, where are you, my people? Okay. Um, okay. So if there's no one to share, I can say like from my experience that like of course a lot of people backed up, but at the same time there were also like some people that were still up to it. It would be a bit more tricky for GVGE because university is starting, but for GT is quite good because the people are a bit more flexible when it comes to their start date. And I've been communicating with them quite often in the past time, giving them in the recent time, giving them updates on and on. Next slide. So you might observe also that they could be in this period of time more reluctant, more concerned, having a fear of loss, and like when it comes to panic buying and all those kind of things. But at the end of the day, like our target group, like the people between 20 and 30 years, they're not really like the most concerned like people ever. So this kind of gives us a chance for us like to still kind of like promote what we are doing. Okay, moving on. And something to back up like the things that I just said before is that um okay, so I didn't necessarily find like a real concrete statistics regarding like the answers of customers regarding the situation. But if you take some companies, some travel agencies for example, they reported that 50% of their bookings dropped. So a lot of people don't want to travel, and I chose travel because this is something that we're like close. And but then again, like the customer service, they have demanded even more of it. And if they want to travel, then they are mostly wanting to travel in countries that are close by. And you also have there the link that you can read more the page that I got this information from. Moving on. Good. And but for you, you to understand better, for you to find it out yourself, you have the recovery plan that Connie was mentioning at the beginning. So you can use that and gather actually your own insights for your own market, because it can happen that the different entities, customers can have like a different attitude towards the situation. So you need to have clarity over this, so you know like what's going to be your next step. Moving on. So, and in this situation, the key to all this is trust, and how you can build it is following. Good. When you ease the transition, so have like a clear communication online with your customer, or like see if you can have like phone calls with them. Okay, not you necessarily, but your network. So to communicate this to your network. Then you have lead nurturing. Here to kind of, I want to drag the attention that it's not you want to send the customer in a different stage, but you want to keep them in the like updating one, one that's like how to say, like a more friendly approach, giving them necessary like information. You can do some sort of like education for them, how to make their CVs better, how to prepare for interviews better, and communication, because as we've seen, like customer service has like a higher demand, so it means that people want to be in touch with whatever ever is happening, and for them to know exactly what they should do in case the situation gets better, or what they should do in case it gets worse. Okay, good. But how does it look from the company side? Next slide. So what are the industries that were hit the most, and what kind of changes happen in the companies? And I will let like again like around 10 seconds for someone to feel free to answer. Okay, so no one has any idea of like what are the industries that were hit the hardest by the coronavirus. Okay, Cherry said that travel and hotel. Anyone else? Okay, if not, then we're gonna move to the next slide. Next slide, Connie.
Pergi,
Okay,
can you see?
yes,
Okay.
yes. Okay, so some of the industries that were hit the most were surprisingly also like oil industry, because like now people don't travel even by car. So we use less cars, so we need less gas and all that thing. Restaurants, because yeah, no one's like going to eat out. Everyone needs to stay in house. Travel, as mentioned before, hospitality, and yes, Sherry was right. Retail, and also like small businesses. Next one. Next. Okay. So what actually happened in the companies for them like to keep up with this is that obviously they had like less income happening, and because of this a lot of layoffs happen as well, especially in those fields that we just mentioned, but not only. So for example, like in business, business people, like in some sort of companies and service and so on, like they also got the laid off. So which means that for our target market, when it comes to business, we can also like help the companies um, gain back like people, and also like promote to people that have like a business background, for example. Okay, next. So, and how kind of like are the companies adapting, or should, when it comes to the cash flow, because this is like an really concerning aspect for everyone, is that okay, so first what we can do, what they're doing, what we can do also, like risk with guarantees, and return policies. So see if let's say you have an approval, and then you put them like a policy of you can get your money back if certain things happen regarding to the virus. New pricing models, accelerate innovation, like see what are the things that you can like change within your structure, within your like way of communication, cut marketing costs, and like see also how you can market these like with using um, less money. For example, like see if word of mouth, like how you can spread by using word of mouth rather than like Facebook ads, for example, and then engage in your customer acquisition. Good. And here are like 5 horizons, let's say like steps that companies could undergo and we could undergo as well. If you like read this, then you can actually draw quite a similarity to the recovery plan. So that's why I'm not gonna go into depth all too much with this. So just keep in mind that first we need to resolve, then we have to be resilient, um, then to see how we can come back to market, how we can adapt, and lately, like the last one, to reform, as in like what's going to be our next steps after the situation is over. Next. So, and for better readiness, and also like what I just mentioned before with those 5 steps, you have the recovery plan. So if you go through this, you will get pretty much the answers to like what you will have to do right now to be sustainable and adapt to the current situation. And last page. Good. So I will give this only as the food for thought to think of how we can adapt as ISEC. So for example, we have the in plan to do remote internships, and that would be like one idea. And how can we be the solution for the companies after the coronavirus, or even right now? So the more creative, the better. And with this being said, I finished my session, and we can invite or like I inviting next study.